to feel, as parents, they dedicate years to sports, but knowing full well that their son or daughter will never really make it into the big leagues. But what if they do? What must it be like to watch your son or daughter skate on the ice as a pro? Avery.
Well, Gord, that's exactly what I was thinking when they first had that blockbuster fight that broke out in a game between Vancouver Canucks and Calgary Flames 10 days ago. A fight that put one rookie NHLer in the record books. It's a dream that's lived in the hearts and minds of generations of little boys right across this country. A dream that endures despite odds so slim, a lottery ticket is a better bet. Some even call it Canadian roulette.
Just like when I was a kid and my friends, regardless of how good we were, had that dream of what it would be like to play in the NHL.
Even still, with each piece of equipment donned, each skate laced, when blade hits ice, the imaginary crowd erupts. And for every kid with that dream, there are the hockey parents who move heaven and earth to keep it alive.
It's a full-on commitment, isn't it, when your kid likes hockey?
It's full-on. What you eat, when you eat, going to bed, homework, it's everything.
But when their young son first put skate to ice, it was hardly a monumental moment.
Kellan was kind of laying on the ice and banging his feet up and down and not really interested at all.
As he got older, though, Kellan got better, house league, rep. But if his son had dreams of making it big, his father knew the realities.
He was just a good little player. He wasn't like the big, name kind of a kid, right? He wasn't there's that guy who's destined to go to the NHL.
And then that little player grew and grew and grew. In high school, he shot up 8 inches in 1 year alone.
You take the little guy's skills set and transfer it to a guy who's a little bit bigger, and then maybe you get a little more notice that way.
Was there a moment when you watched him on the ice and thought, maybe?
Yeah, as he got older and grew into himself and his skill level, and then I thought, well, maybe.
That maybe, that near statistical impossibility, that dream of making it to the NHL, for Kellan Lain, it's come true.
Kellan Lain, Superior State, making his NHL debut, is going to face off.
It's a moment no hockey parent would ever miss. Jim and Sheila board a plane for Vancouver to watch their son's first game in the NHL. Sheila sends her son a pre-game text.
I just said, this is it. This is your dream. It's coming true. Try to take it all in.
And did he text you back?
He just said, thanks, Mom. Love you.
I don't think anything could kind of encapsulate a Canadian dream than listening to the Canadian anthem, seeing your kid on NHL ice.
Mm-hmm. You just try to soak it all in and enjoy the moment.
And it really was a moment.
A moment, yeah, it was. Yeah, that was a quick moment. Yeah.
Well, 2 actually. It was 2
yeah.
moments, right?
Tortorella at the Vancouver bench is already looking at the
and here we
Calgary
go.
bench.
Line brawl to start this game.
Just 2 seconds after the puck drops, a face-off brawl. Kellan is one of 8 players ejected from the game and makes history for the shortest ever NHL debut.
Welcome to the NHL, Kellan Lain.
To me, it was just devastating at that moment.
I think it was a bit of a deer in the headlights kind of a situation for him because, pretty new.
He wanted to skate. He didn't want to fight.
Yeah, I don't think he'd envisioned it playing out this way either as his first shift in the NHL.
10 days later, back home in Oakville, Kellan's mom says that 2 seconds of fame might not be such a bad thing after all.
All of a sudden, Kellan Lain's name was all over the place. You'd see it on the news, every radio station talking about Kellan Lain. So that's our son.
I mentioned the eventful career start for Kellan Lain.
And just to make sure Kellan's name extends beyond that 2 seconds, well, his second game of his NHL career also made some waves. Here he is, he shoots, he scores.
First shot on net in the NHL and got a goal, so it was just an exhilarating moment.
Did it make up for the devastation that you felt on the first time round?
Yeah, kind of made that all just go away. I said, yes.
And what does he make of all of this?
Oh, he's living the dream.
And you too.
Yeah, we're pretty proud of him.
Pretty proud parents, I would imagine. But that first game, I just thought, they spend all this money getting tickets and making the arrangements to get out there. They're there for 2 seconds and he's gone.
Well, there's the proof, too, that I'm far more of a hockey mom than I am a hockey fan, because all I could think about when I read that, I didn't watch the game, but all I could think about when I read that was all of the work of the parents, the tournaments, the games they'd gone to.
Getting up at 4 a.m. because that's the only time you get ice time and all of those things.
And just envisioning going down there, I was asking Sheila, like, when you were on the plane going down there, were you saying, my son's going to be playing? So I tried to keep it to myself. Yeah. But then for it to be over in 2 seconds. But I love the fact that there's a bit of redemption in that story, because he goes on, first shot on net in the NHL.
He scores.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'd love to hear from you, any story ideas that you may have. I'm on Twitter at CityAvery.
The Inside Story runs every Tuesday and Thursday on City News. All segments are up on our website, citynews.ca.